Please like the video and share it so that it reaches many more people and you get sawaba, or rewards from Allah. This could be a sawabe jariyah or continuous reward for you long after you are gone.
Volume 4, Book 56, number 772. Narrated by Anas. A bowl of water was brought to the Prophet while he was at Az-Zora. He placed his hand in it and the water started flowing among his fingers. All the people performed ablution with that water. Qatada asked Anas, "How many people were you?" Anas replied, 300 or nearly 300. Volume 4, Book 56, number 773. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. I saw Allah's apostle at the time when the Asr prayer was due. Then the people were searching for water for ablution, but they could not find any. Then some water was brought to Allah's apostle and he placed his hand in the pot and ordered the people to perform the ablution with the water. I saw water flowing from underneath his fingers and the people started performing the ablution till all of them did it. Volume 4, Book 56, number 774. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. The Prophet went out on one of his journeys with some of his companions. They went on walking till the time of the prayer became due. They could not find water to perform the ablution. One of them went away and brought a little amount of water in a pot. The Prophet took it and performed the ablution, and then stretched his 4 fingers onto the pot and said to the people, "Get up to perform the ablution." They started performing the ablution till all of them did it, and they were 70 or so persons. Volume 4, Book 56, number 775. Narrated by Humayd. Anas bin Malik said, "Once the time of the prayer became due and the people whose houses were close to the mosque went to their houses to perform ablution, while the others remained sitting there. A stone pot containing water was brought to the Prophet, who wanted to put his hand in it. But it was too small for him to spread his hand in it, and so he had to bring his fingers together before putting his hand in the pot. Then all the people performed the ablution with that water. I asked Anas, "How many persons were they?" He replied, "There were 80 men." Volume 4, Book 56, number 776. Narrated by Salim bin Abi Ajjad. Jabir bin Abdullah said, "The people became very thirsty on the day of Al-Hudaybiyah treaty. A small pot containing some water was in front of the Prophet, and when he had finished the ablution, the people rushed towards him. He asked, 'What is wrong with you?' They replied, 'We have no water either for performing ablution or for drinking except what is present in front of you.' So he placed his hand in that pot and the water started flowing among his fingers like springs. We all drank and performed ablution from it. I asked Jabir, 'How many were you?' He replied, 'Even if we had been 100,000, it would have been sufficient for us, but we were 1,500. Volume 4, Book 56, number 777. Narrated by Al-Bara. We were 1,400 persons on the day of Al-Hudaybiyah treaty, and, at Al-Hudaybiyah, there was a well. We drew out its water, not leaving even a single drop. The Prophet sat at the edge of the well and asked for some water with which he rinsed his mouth. And then he threw it out into the well. We stayed for a short while and then drew water from the well and quenched our thirst, and even our riding animals drank water to their satisfaction. Volume 4, Book 56, number 778. Narrated by Anas bin Malik. Abu Talha said to Sulaym, "I have noticed feebleness in the voice of Allah's apostle, which I think is caused by hunger. Have you got any food?" She said, "Yes." She brought out some loaves of barley and took out a veil belonging to her, and wrapped the bread in part of it and put it under my arm and wrapped part of the veil round me and sent me to Allah's apostle. I went carrying it and found Allah's apostle in the mosque sitting with some people. When I stood there, Allah's apostle asked, "Has Abu Talha sent you?" I said, Yes. He asked, with some food? I said, yes. Allah's apostle then said to the men around him, get up. He set out, accompanied by them, and I went ahead of them till I reached Abu Talha and told him of the Prophet's visit. Abu Talha said, O Sulaim, Allah's apostle is coming with the people and we have no food to feed them. She said, Allah and his apostle know better. So Abu Talha went out to receive Allah's apostle. Allah's apostle came along with Abu Talha. Allah's apostle said, O Sulaim, bring whatever you have. She brought the bread which Allah's apostle ordered to be broken into pieces. Sulaim poured on him some butter from an oilskin. Then Allah's apostle recited what Allah wished him to recite, and then said, let 10 persons come to share the meal. 10 persons were admitted, ate their fill and went out. Then he again said, let another 10 do the same. They were admitted, ate their fill and went out. Then he again said, let another 10 persons do the same. They were admitted, ate their fill and went out. Then he said, let another 10 persons come. In short, all of them ate their fill, and they were 70 or 80 men. Volume 4, Book 56, number 779. Narrated by Abdullah. We used to consider miracles as Allah's blessings, but you people consider them to be a warning. Once we were with Allah's apostle on a journey, and we ran short of water. He said, bring the water remaining with you. The people brought a utensil containing a little water. He placed his hand in it and said, come to the blessed water, and the blessing is from Allah. I saw the water flowing from among the fingers of Allah's apostle, and no doubt, we heard the meal glorifying Allah, when it was being eaten by him. Volume 4, Book 56, number 780. Narrated by Jabir. My father had died in debt. So I came to the Prophet and said, my father died, leaving unpaid debts, and I have nothing except the yield of his date palms, and their yield for many years will not cover his debts. So please come with me, so that the creditors may not misbehave with me. The Prophet went round one of the heaps of dates and invoked Allah, and then did the same with another heap and sat on it and said, measure for them. He paid him their rights, and what remained was as much as had been paid to them.